I've always had this habit of examining the coins in my wallet, a penny from one place, a quarter from another. It feels so ordinary, like these little metal discs have always existed exactly as they are. But something shifted the first time I started asking the obvious questions nobody seems to think about. Where do they actually come from? Who decides we need 7 billion pennies this year instead of 8? The coin factories of the United States operate on a scale that completely changed how I think about the money we use every single day. The United States makes its coins in two main places, Philadelphia and Denver. Both facilities run 5 days a week with machinery that never rests. Philadelphia operates 63 coin presses. Denver runs 54. Together, when everything is working at full capacity, these two locations can strike 87,750 coins every single minute. That breaks down to over 1,400 coins per second. If you held your breath for 10 seconds, these facilities would produce roughly 14,000 new coins. The numbers get stranger when you zoom out. In 2021, these two factories pushed out nearly 15 billion coins. Not million, billion. That's enough to give every person on Earth about 2 coins each, all produced in a single year by just 2 facilities in the United States. And here's what I find particularly striking. Only about 20% of the coins circulating in America right now are actually new. The other 80% are old coins, some decades old, still moving through the economy. Coins last about 30 years on average before they wear out, which means a quarter minted in 1995 could still be sitting in a cash register somewhere in New York or Miami. Philadelphia claims the title of the largest mint in the world. It's been operating since 1792. Denver joined the operation in 1906, originally starting as an assay office testing gold quality during the Colorado Gold Rush. Both facilities now handle not just everyday pennies and dimes, but also commemorative coins, medals, and the dies used at other mint locations like San Francisco and West Point. Over 1,600 people work across all U.S. mint facilities. But the question that kept nagging at me while reading through all this was simple. How do they actually decide how many coins to make every year? You see, the decision about coin production doesn't start at the mint, it starts at the Federal Reserve. Every month, the Federal Reserve sends coin orders to the US Mint. They also provide a rolling 12-month forecast. The Mint uses these numbers to plan production schedules and determine how many pennies, nickels, dimes, and quarters to strike. What I was wondering about was how the Federal Reserve comes up with these numbers in the first place. The Fed operates something called the Cash Product Office. Before 2009, each of the 12 Federal Reserve banks submitted their own coin orders independently. The process was inefficient and often led to coordination problems. Now, everything runs through one centralized office that monitors about 200 coin vaults scattered across the country. These vaults hold billions of coins waiting to be distributed to banks and credit unions. The Cash Product Office tracks inventory levels, monitors seasonal demand, and tries to predict what the public will need months in advance. Coins present a unique forecasting problem. Unlike most products, coins get reused. A quarter you spend at the grocery store doesn't just disappear. It goes into the register, then into a bank deposit, then back into circulation through another customer. The system depends on this constant recycling. When that recycling slows down, everything breaks. Holiday shopping seasons require more coins. Natural disasters can suddenly spike demand when electronic payment systems go down. Even behavioral patterns matter. If more people decide to dump their spare change at Coinstar kiosks in a given year, that injects millions of coins back into circulation that weren't there before. The Federal Reserve buys finished coins from the mint at face value. A quarter costs the Fed exactly 25 cents, even though the actual production cost is far less. Making a coin starts with raw metal, arriving at the mint in coils 1,500 feet long. For pennies, the mint buys blanks already cut to size. For nickels, dimes, quarters, and dollars, they handle the entire process in-house. These metal coils weigh hundreds of pounds and contain the exact alloy composition needed for each coin type. A blanking press punches circular discs out of these coils, creating thousands of blanks per minute. The leftover metal, called webbing, gets shredded and recycled. The blanks at this stage have the right diameter but the wrong texture. They're flat, rough, and structurally weak. They need to be transformed before they can hold a design. The next step is annealing, where blanks travel through a furnace heated to 1,600 degrees Fahrenheit in an oxygen-free environment. The lack of oxygen prevents the metal from tarnishing. Heat changes the physical properties of the metal, making it softer and more pliable so that it won't crack when struck. After heating, the blanks drop into a quench tank filled with what the mint calls slippery water, a mixture of water, citric acid powder, and lubricants. The temperature drops rapidly. The lubricants keep the blanks from sticking together in clumps. Once cooled, the blanks need cleaning. At Philadelphia, they use a cylindrical machine called a whirlaway that slowly lifts them from the quench tank while draining excess water. Denver uses a skip basket, a large scoop that does the same job. The blanks then move through washers filled with cleaning and anti-tarnish agents to restore their original color. Steam dryers remove all of the moisture before the blanks continue down the production line. At this point, the blanks still don't have the raised rim that makes a coin stackable. That comes next, and it happens faster than you'd think. The upsetting mill feeds blanks into a groove slightly narrower than their diameter. The pressure forces metal upward around the edge, forming a raised rim. This rim serves two purposes. It protects the coin's design from wear when coins slide across surfaces, and it makes coins stackable. A blank with a rim becomes a planchet. Some people use these terms interchangeably, but technically, a planchet is a blank that's ready for striking. Most blanks the mint purchases are already planchets. When shipments arrive, inspectors check them against required specifications before approving them for production. Penny planchets go straight to the presses. Special proof and uncirculated planchets go through an additional cleaning process called burnishing. Workers place them in a drum with small metal pellets and cleaning agents. The drum rotates, and the pellets polish the surface to a smooth, reflective finish. An employee then rinses the planchets by hand and dries them with towels. This extra care ensures that the coins have the mirror-like quality collectors expect. The striking process itself happens almost too fast to follow. Planchets travel down conveyor belts to coin presses. The mint operates several different types of presses, but they all work the same way. Two dies, one for the front and one for the back, slammed together with the planchet between them. The metal flows into the shape of the design under intense pressure. Circulating coins use between 35 and 100 metric tons of pressure, depending on the denomination. Some commemorative coins require up to 540 tons of force, like the America the Beautiful 5-ounce silver coins. A collar placed around the planchet prevents the metal from spreading too far. It also creates the edge design. Smooth, reeded, or lettered, dollars receive their edge lettering through a separate machine after striking. A single circulating coin press strikes 750 coins per minute. Once the dies compress the design into both sides, the planchet becomes a coin. After striking, coins drop into bins or trays for inspection. Workers pull random samples to check for errors. Coins that pass inspection move to packaging. Coins that fail get sent to a machine called a waffler, which bends them into wavy lines before recycling. The waffler ensures that defective coins never enter circulation. Quality control happens at multiple stages, but the inspection after striking catches most problems that earlier checks might have missed. A design element that didn't strike cleanly, a misaligned die, or metal impurities can all create defects that make a coin unusable. The packaging process varies by coin type. Circulating coins get counted, bagged, and sealed for transport. Some coins are packaged by hand at both Philadelphia and Denver. Bullion coins go into 500 coin monster boxes shipped directly to authorized dealers. Proof and commemorative coins receive special handling with protective capsules and presentation cases. Every step follows strict protocols to prevent damage or contamination. Armored trucks transport the finished coins from the mints to Federal Reserve banks and private coin terminals. The Federal Reserve operates 28 branch offices and contracts with over 100 private coin terminals run by armored carrier companies. These terminals store, process, and distribute coins on behalf of the Federal Reserve. About 37% of the Fed's coin inventory sits in these terminals, but they handle 88% of daily distribution activity. The system is designed for efficiency. Banks place orders with their local Federal Reserve office. Armored carriers pick up coins from the terminals and deliver them to the banks. When the banks receive coins, they exchange them with customers and other banks. Businesses deposit coins and withdraw them as needed. Coins cycle between banks, businesses, and individuals continuously. Some coins end up in change jars and piggy banks, temporarily leaving circulation. Others stay in active use for years without interruption. But the process depends entirely on how many coins the Federal Reserve thinks the economy needs. The Federal Reserve's forecast isn't perfect. It relies on predicting net payments to circulation, which means estimating the difference between coins going out and coins coming back. Inventory management has improved dramatically over the past decade. Between 2015 and 2020, the Federal Reserve reduced orders for pennies, nickels, and dimes from the mint by nearly 31% compared to the previous 5 years. They achieved this by using previously circulated coins more efficiently instead of constantly ordering new ones. Old coins meet most of the demand, new coins fill the gaps, but sometimes the system breaks. The COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 created a coin circulation crisis. Business closures meant fewer coins cycling back through the banks. People held onto cash and coins at home. The Federal Reserve had enough coins in total, but they weren't moving. Banks started posting signs asking customers to use exact change. Laundromats ran short. The U.S. Mint and Federal Reserve formed a U.S. coin task force in July 2020 to address the disruption. Production ramped up even though plenty of coins existed. The problem was circulation, not supply. Some factors affecting demand are predictable. Holidays increase coin usage. Tax season changes patterns. Weather affects cash transactions in certain regions, but other factors are harder to forecast. Economic uncertainty, natural disasters, and shifts in payment behavior all create variables the Cash Product Office has to account for. If a hurricane hits Florida, demand for coins might spike as electronic payment systems fail. If consumer confidence drops, people might hoard more cash. If contactless payment adoption accelerates faster than expected, coin demand could collapse. The Federal Reserve submits monthly orders based on current needs and annual forecasts based on long-term trends. The U.S. Mint uses these numbers to schedule production runs months in advance. It takes time to produce billions of coins. The metal must be ordered, delivered, processed, and struck. Planning failures have consequences that ripple through the entire financial system. There's something about understanding this system that changes how I think about money. Every coin in my pocket traveled through multiple facilities, survived quality inspections, rode in an armored truck, sat in a bank vault, and passed through hundreds or thousands of hands before reaching me. The coin factories of the United States don't just make metal discs, they maintain a circulation system that touches every corner of the American economy. Without it, cash transactions would grind to a halt. What strikes me most is the tension between the physical and the abstract. Coins are tangible objects you can hold and count, but their value exists primarily as an agreement. A quarter costs less than 25 cents to produce, yet it circulates as 25 cents because we collectively accept that it does. The Mint produces billions of coins every year, but most economic activity happens digitally now through credit cards, payment apps, and electronic transfers. Coins represent a shrinking fraction of commerce, yet they remain essential for millions of Americans who depend on cash. Production numbers reflect these contradictions. In 2021, the Mint produced nearly 15 billion coins. In 2025, year-to-date production through October sat at 4.5 billion coins, the weakest 10-month start on record. Penny production has stopped entirely for several months. The Mint announced that starting in 2026, pennies will only be minted for collectible sets, not general circulation. Rising production costs and declining usage are pushing the system toward change, as digital payments keep replacing cash and coins gradually disappear from daily life. The Federal Reserve keeps monitoring demand, the Mint keeps adjusting production, the coin terminals keep distributing, banks keep exchanging, and somewhere right now, a press in Philadelphia or Denver is striking 750 coins per minute, turning blank metal into currency. The system continues because it has to, at least for now, but how much longer will we need the coin factories of the United States? So, what surprises you most about how coins are made, and how much longer do you think coin factories will be a part of our economy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. If this changes how you think about money, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.